Here? No? Is he here? Okay. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والحمد لله وصحبه أجمعين وبعد يروي الإمام مسلم في صحيحه عن عبد الله بن عمر بن الخطاب رضي الله عنهما قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم. The 89 collection of Imam Muslim and Tirmidhi and others, narrated to us by Abdullah ibn Umar. And it's a long story actually. I'm not going to tell you the story because it'll take a long time, but I'll just narrate the hadith and then comment quickly. And this is probably the last or before last hadith that I narrate to you that has within it, that is under the theme of great oaths or prophetic oaths, where the Prophet ﷺ would use that very specific term, where he would say, وَالَّذِي نَفْسُ مُحَمَّدٍ بِيَدِهِ, or the وَالَّذِي نَفْسِي بِيَدِهِ, the one, I swear by the one who has my life in his hands. And he would always, he didn't always do that. Like, it's not every time he would say Wallah, or say something like that. But when he wanted to draw the attention of the listener, he would say this term, وَالَّذِي نَفْسُ مُحَمَّدٍ بِيَدِهِ. He made it personal. He made the oath personal to him, because everyone's life is in Allah's hands. So it's not specific to the Prophet ﷺ, right? So when he says وَالَّذِي نَفْسُ مُحَمَّدٍ بِيَدِهِ, he is making the oath personal to him. I mean, not only is he swearing by Allah, but he is adding a personal piece about him, that this is something that I care about dearly, which is why I'm sharing it with you, right? Which is why I think it's important to listen to these ahadith, because the Prophet ﷺ is so specific, and he's bringing a personal piece into it, as if he wants you to listen. And this hadith obviously is very important from that perspective, because it's very personal. What he says alayhi salatu wasalam في الحديث, وَالَّذِي نَفْسُ مُحَمَّدٍ بِيَدِهِ لَا يُؤْمِنُ أَحَدُكُمْ حَتَّى أَكُونَ أَحَبَّ إِلَيْهِ مِنْ أَهْلِهِ وَمَالِهِ وَوَلَدِهِ وَالنَّاسِ أَجْمَعِينَ. He swears, he said, I swear to you by the one who has my life in his hands, that you will not achieve a full state of iman in your life until I become more beloved to you than your wealth and your family and your children and all people that have ever lived. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam ajma'in. Now you may hear that and think, well, that's very self-serving. No. He's not speaking as a person here, alayhi salatu wasalam. He is speaking as a messenger, alayhi salatu wasalam. This is not Muhammad the man who is speaking. This is Muhammad the Rasul who is speaking. Everything that you know about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that is appropriate about Allah, right? All the information that you have about the Almighty that is true, that is correct. All of the acts of worship that you do that are appropriate and that are pleasing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. All of the wisdom that you carry that is going to help you Yawm al-Qiyamah get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and get through this life, you have acquired through Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, the messenger. And it is extremely important for us as human beings to know where to place our loyalty and our love in this life. If you do not have love to the one who took care of you from that perspective, then there is no khair in you. There's no good in me if I am not capable of placing my loyalty and love in the one who's taking care of me, who has educated me and taught me. Now the reason I'm saying this is because the story that's related to it, I'll tell it quickly. Abdullah ibn Umar said that the Prophet ﷺ, when he said that, Umar ibn Khattab had a problem with, he said, أَمَّا نَفْسِي فَفِيهَا شَيْءٍ, I love you more than my family and my children but when it comes to myself, I love myself more. I still love myself more. Like I'm still very selfish on that perspective. He never lied, Sayyidina Umar. He had no reason to. He was very open. He said, I love you more than my children, no problem. I don't even like my children to begin with. I love you more than people. That's an easy one. Like more than my wealth. I don't have much money. That's easy. All of this is easy. When it comes to myself, I find difficulty. So the Prophet told him, no, then there's something missing. So he would go, radiallahu anhu, for a while, come back and tell the Prophet, Ya Rasulullah, anta al-ana ahabbu ilayya min nafsi. I love you more than myself. And the Prophet ﷺ would tell him, okay, then now, iktamala imanuk. So Abdullah ibn Umar was like, what did you do? Like take a pill? What did you do? What did you do? Like you went for half an hour, and came back with this, what happened? So he goes after his father. What did you do? فقال, and this is what he said. And I find this fascinating. It's what I explained to you, just he looked at it himself. قال, نظرت إلى حال عمر إذ اهتدى بعمر فوجدت عمر في النار ثم نظرت إلى حال عمر لما اهتدى بمحمد فوجدته في الجنة. So I looked at Umar following the teachings of Umar, and I found Umar with that is going to Jahannam. Then I looked at Umar following the teachings of Muhammad, and I found him going to Jannah. So فَكَانَ مُحَمَّدٌ أَنْفَعَ لِعُمَرَ مِنْ عُمَرَ. So Muhammad is more beneficial to Umar than Umar. فَأَحْبَبْتُ مُحَمَّدًا أَكْثَرَ مِنْ حُبِّي عُمَرَ. So I love Muhammad more than Umar, because Umar is not very helpful, but Muhammad alayhi salam is, he saved him. So why would I love Umar more than I love the one who saved him? It doesn't make any sense. And it's the same thing. if we can't love the one who pointed us in the direction of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the one who taught us about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the one who brought us the message, the one who was the role model, who carried the burden of the whole teaching, the one who was the witness upon us and the example for us, and then what good is there in us? That means the level of selfishness that we carry takes away any hope of there being khair in us to begin with. That's why he taught this, alayhi salatu wasalam. You have to learn to put your love and your loyalty in the right place in order for things to work out for you. And it's the elixir. Yeah, it's the solution for all of your problems. You want to fix your Islamic problems and your struggles, and just fall in love with Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. Isma' min lihyati. Just love him alayhi salatu wasalam. Wallahi, it'll fix all of the stuff that you're struggling with. Wallahi. You will have no more problems. You will have no more issues in your deen. You will find things much easier. A lot of the topics that we talk about and the concepts we're trying to explain, they become much easier to follow if you just love Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. It's the easy way out. Take it. Take it. يروي مسلم في صحيح عن عبد الله بن عمر بن الخطاب رضي الله عنه قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم والذي نفسي بيده لا